This ain't my first rodeo. I've been thinking about this project for a long time now and how I'm going to go about doing it. Any story of recovery is important, and mine is no exception. As far back as I can remember, drugs and alcohol have been part of everything. Birthday parties, vacations, family gatherings, actually. Any kind of gathering. At the very least, booze took center stage. I remember as a child on the 4th of July, we were playing baseball. One of the kids would hit the ball, and the parents would be out in the field, ready to catch it with an open drink in their hand. If I got bad grades, I'd get yelled at and given half a beer to calm my nerves. As I entered my teens, alcohol became more and more of a solution to growing up and the challenges that came with it. If a girl broke up with me, my parents gave me some money to go out and party. Covering your feelings with substances has always been a better solution than dealing with what was really going on. My home dynamics changed when I was 19. Addiction, and one for more another, was a huge factor in my parents' divorce. Although I was technically an adult, I still took the divorce very personally. Looking back at it now, that was the beginning of my own journey with addiction. For around 3 years, drinking worked. I used to call vodka my liquid Prozac. As I became more of an adult and more adult things needed attention, booze and drugs were no longer fitting in. Jobs were hard to keep. I'd usually quit before I could get fired. Alcohol affected my marriage the same way you hear other people talk about. I don't think I need to get into details about that. Within 3 years, 3 prominent family members passed away. After that, my drinking took off like a bat out of hell. The next several years consisted of going in and out of rehabs, emergency rooms, and countless therapy sessions. One thing I learned is, if you look for trouble, you will find it. After 4 years of not drinking in my early to late 30s, I started up again. This time, the disease came back with a vengeance. I was driving for a rideshare company and noticed I had a hard time concentrating not just on the road, but on music as well. I told a psychiatrist that I wanted to start taking Ritalin. She would not do anything until I took several tests. I decided to take matters into my own hands and start using meth after 20 years of not doing it. When using the drug, I felt a connection to music I hadn't felt in a long time. Little did I know the shit show that was coming my way. After running around drinking and doing drugs for 2 years, I ended up with a divorce, living in a garage with a long line of wreckage behind me. This is where the story begins. The room looks simple and clean in the video. I'd never heard of a single room occupancy. It wasn't much, but it was somewhere to start over. Things got divided between my former wife and me, so I could afford the cheapest apartment in downtown Berkeley. The place was right above a liquor store, and right across the street was the train, so I could pretty much go anywhere I needed to go, especially where I'd scored OPE in San Francisco. San Francisco's South Market had a subculture that I'm pretty sure even John Waters wouldn't use as a location for one of his films. It was south of the city's world-famous Tenderloin. South of Market was the same shit show, just a different name. After scoring in that part of the city for several months, I started to know the man on the corner. I had scoring drugs down to a science without getting busted by the cops. I knew when the police were patrolling which areas at what times. I had the train system BART down too. I could hop on BART, get off the train, score and get back on. I look back at it now, and the time it took to plan a score if I put that same effort into something else. I could have accomplished so much. I found out years later that it doesn't pay to be so clever. I realized I was getting drugs as much for the rush of doing something illegal as for doing them. I'm not going to lie, I'd never had a double life before. And for a while it was fun, running around in a bad part of town, being sneaky around the cops. And being home to cook dinner had a certain excitement to it. I slowly started to realize the cops didn't give a shit about people buying drugs. I scored meth in front of a cop 3 times. And one time he laughed, kinda pissed on my parade.